In today's episode, won't stand up for your subordinates? Enjoy going home late. Is the water still too cold? So you want me to be in the selling area till I'm scheduled? If you say so. So let's get started. Won't stand up for your subordinates? Enjoy going home late. Kinda long, and I apologize in advance. This happened about 10 to 12 years ago. I was a corporal in the Marines at the time, MOS 6469 for the military types, aviation electronics repair tech for the non-military types. I worked night shift in a 3-shift shop, and myself and the sergeant, my direct superior, let's call him SGTK, were the quality assurance for the shift. Third shift also had a corporal and sergeant QA pair running their shift. Now, for those who don't know, tools are a big freaking deal in the aviation world. One lost tool or missing part of a tool can down an entire squadron, as it can cause serious damage to an aircraft. Even if no one dies or gets injured, no one wants to be the one to explain why a bunch of taxpayer money is down the drain. So your shop QA reps have to verify all the tools are accounted for every shift change, after every maintenance action, or even if the tech working needs to take a break to go to the bathroom. Well, on a night like any other, one of my techs broke a tool. We found every piece, wrote up the appropriate paperwork, and left a pass down for day crew to take care of it, as the head QA shop and tool shop didn't run a night crew. Since we found everything, not a huge deal. Shit happens. Well, the third shift corporal comes in, and we start taking stock of the tools. We were a fairly large shop, somewhere between 12 to 15 large toolboxes. Now, naval aviation maintenance is full of procedures that if performed by the book, they would take so long that no actual work would ever get done. This tool check was one such thing. Generally, we just made sure all the tools were where they were supposed to be, and every multi-piece tool had every piece. Usually took us 20 to 25 minutes maximum. We start the tool check. He notices the broken tool is not in its toolbox. I tell him I'll give him a full rundown once we're done, and we continue on. By the time we finish, his sergeant, let's call him SGT Drag, as I never got along with him anyway, is there waiting with SGTK and the broken tool. SGT D-Bag, CPL third shift, what's going on with this? Me, actually, SGT, I was about to explain. SGT D-Bag, I wasn't F***king asking you. CPL third shift, I don't know, he hasn't. SGT D-Bag, do tool check again then. By the book this time. I looked at SGTK. He and I usually got along well, and I knew he wasn't fond of SGT D-Bag either, but he just shrugged. I could tell this was going to be one of those leadership shows solidarity moments. Alright then. Game on. I walked away, and told every tech from both shifts to stop what they were doing. No work would be done until tool check was completed. Also, go into our computer-based maintenance tracking system, and put everything awaiting work. If production control called to ask, tell them that we can't work until tool check is done to the satisfaction of SGT D-Bag. We had items that aircraft could not fly without, so this was a big problem. Also, no one leaves until we are done, to make sure no one accidentally takes a tool home. We took every tool out, inspected each one for corrosion and damage, verified it was marked properly, and verified each multi-piece tool had all its parts and each part was marked accordingly. By the book tool check. It took us 4 hours. Did I mention SGTK had an hour-long commute to get home? When we finally finished at about 0400 4 a.m., I informed SGTK that was how I would do tool check from then on, including with day crew, which is when the staff sergeants and gunnery sergeant he reported to worked. He showed up for day crew before me the next few days and did tool check himself, but for the week after, I did the same exact thing with third shift every day. Both SGTs finally came to me on the last day. SGT D-Bag, because he was tired of dealing with production control on his case, and SGTK, because his wife was pissed he wasn't getting home until 5 a.m., and not so much apologized as said they wouldn't be bothering me about tool check anymore. SGTK and I got along great after that. SGTD bag got orders shortly thereafter to go to another base. Last I heard he had been demoted back to corporal for something, then got out and started his own business. He actually made minor national news somewhat recently, and still seemed to be the same D-bag he was, so take that as you will. Is the water still too cold? I used to be a server at a locally owned stir-fry restaurant. It was an okay place to work, everything was really relaxed, like I saw the back and wouldn't eat there myself sort of relaxed. It was also really shady, we used to joke it was ran by the Chinese mafia for various reasons. I also worked with a few lifers. Now if you have served you know these women, and for those of you that haven't, a lifer is someone who has been a server their entire life. Usually they have even been serving at the same place for decades. Some are nice and great to work with, but most of the time, they are really horrible, crabby, just unhappy people. They have their way of doing things and want everyone to do it exactly the same. If they do not like you, they will make your life hell, and if you stick it out, they will usually try to manipulate the managers into firing you. Usually the managers know what's going on and just put you on different shifts, but anyway. I had one woman at this place that was always on my case about every little detail. I got along amazingly well with the rest of the staff, and they usually stood up for me when she tried her BS. But one day it was just me, her and one other server who was new. My shift was ending, so I did my side work, including changing the water buckets that held the rags we used to wipe tables, and then sat to roll silver. When I hear it, Yehi Ahikno 2, the water in the serving station is cold. I know it wasn't since I had just changed it out. But I get up and change it again, not wanting to argue. It's still cold, change it right. So I get up, go over, make sure the water from the tap is nice and hot, fill the bucket, and go back to my rolling. Yehi Ahikno 2, the water is still cold, change it right, or I will have manager write you up. Q malicious compliance. The water that we brew coffee in gets well over 200 degrees, but she wants the water hot. So I go up and fill the bucket directly out of the big industrial coffee brewer. I set it down and go back to my rolling, after giving warning to the new girl, to give the water time to cool. About 2 minutes later I hear a scream. Miss Lifer had plunged her whole hand into the water. Now she didn't get super burned, but she got one hell of a scalding, and her hand was a lovely shade of pink. Even the manager, who knew what was going on, told her, well, you said it wasn't hot enough. She brought her BF in the next few days to eyeball me and play this stupid intimidation game that ended up with him getting physically threatening with me and her getting fired. The last thing the owners needed to have around was the cops after all. The best part is I had gotten a job at a retail place not long after as a manager. Guess who was still looking for work and dropped off her application? The look on her face when I came out of my office to personally accept it, priceless. So you want me to be in the selling area till I'm scheduled? If you say so. Not sure if it applies here. If not, sorry. This incident happened because of language barrier. Also, this is translation of a bilingual conversation, Baltic states. Also, name changed. In my workplace I'm scheduled to work from 8 to 16:30. Lunch is 30 minutes and doesn't count towards work time. However, you have to be in the building during the lunch. You are also allowed to take a total of 30-minute breaks however you please, as long as you stay in the building. Some details: there is a camera near department information booth, since there are a lot of documents you usually have to sign. Each department has their own information booth. So it was around 1600 hours on the clock, and I said to my mentor that I'm going on a lunch and home after that. My mentor, Vladimir, did not like that. His answer was, you have to be here the whole time you're put in the schedule. Me, I know I have to be in the building, but I don't have to be in the selling area when I'm taking my break. Vladimir, no, you have to be here the whole time you're on schedule. But it's your personal problem, so do what the insert Russian swear words you want. Just solve it. Me, okay, if you say so. So I sat down and didn't do anything for 30 minutes straight, then went home. I came to work today. Took all my breaks in the selling area, and if a customer asked me, I told them I'm on a break, go ask Vladimir. He wears such and such, non-specific to avoid possible identification. Vladimir walks in on me just sitting there, doing nothing, shrugs and walks away. This happens twice. When it happens the second time, he asks, why are you sitting all the time? Well, you did tell me that I have to be in the selling area even during my breaks. I did not say that. You did. And if you want proof, go ask the security points at the camera. Vladimir, fine. I'll go ask. He came back defeated with sorrow face and saying don't ever pull that stunt again. By the way, did you have a lot of people in the line today? That was you? No, just checking. I didn't see a single soul. His face went from sour to bittersweet laughter. Remind me to step back when I'm about to make my day a whole lot worse. I would, but last time you said, it's not my problem. So, it isn't my problem. But I do hope we're cool. Nah, we're okay. I just hope I don't piss you off next time. This BTW is my second week on the job. So yeah. I think I already like this place, lol. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.